So indeed, some roads will be closed in Accra by the police owing to the summit of the heads of state and governments of the Economic Community of West African States on Ebola, which is scheduled to take place at the Movenpick Hotel in Accra from 6th to 7th November 2014. Let's have some education on exactly which routes will be affected and what alternatives exist for road users like you and I. DSP Alexander Obing is Director of Research, Police Motor Traffic and Transport Department. He would help us with some answers. DSP, you're welcome to the program.
Yes, madam.
So share with us, educate us on the roads that would be blocked to
Thank
traffic.
You very much. I think we would like to use the word road that will be shared with the general motoring and the road users. We're going to share some of the roads. And basically, I think we are heartening the sensitization on the upcoming summit on Ebola at Movenpick Accra, which is close to the CBD, which normally experiences a lot of traffic. And because of that, we put in proactive measures to ensure that the expected traffic is managed in such a way that traffic will flow and persons and vehicles will be seen protected. And that between today and Friday, we are going to receive a lot of visitors and colleagues from the sub-region and the regional bodies and the international community converging in Accra, and they will definitely touch down at Kotoka. And between Kotoka and Movenpick, basically there is a public place called a road called the Liberation Road and Independence Avenue will be used to move the principals and the touchdown with the help of our motorcycle riders and police personnel posted at specific and strategic duty points, including Opebia traffic lights and what do you call it, 57 runabout and 4 roundabout, and then Christ the King, Afritico traffic light, Aquaji, and then AU Circle, and then we have National Theatre traffic light. All these places will be, personnel will be there to ensure that traffic flows, and riders will also move as and when principals are coming or exiting the venue. We will assure notice, pave way for them so that we don't inconvenience the general motoring public.
Very well.
Again, we know that the arrival is today. Tomorrow, the opening ceremony goes on till Friday, and then when we end, we also see them off on the same route corridor and all that. So we just want to appeal to the general public to be reminded that this has been done before successfully.
Okay.
During the around June, August, thereabouts, and we intend repeating same and we pray that all of us will join to ensure that we have a successful.
Very well.
Family.
Okay, so DSP, when you mentioned that it would be road sharing instead of blocking, does it mean that members of the public will have access to the road?
Well, definitely the road will be happy. The last time we had one, the road was, we shared it with the general public.
Okay.
And so we're going to do the same.
So what should the general public be mindful of as they use those roads?
They should be mindful of the Road Traffic Act, Road Traffic Regulation 2012 LI 2180. That we have Regulation 774 and 165 that talks about use of and compliance of siren and horn and then beacon light vis-a-vis speed, and that when the principals are coming, definitely the speed will be a bit of a higher side for speed purposes. Our outsiders will be there.
Okay, so
when they hear that siren is being blown and then the beacon light on top, they should please be wary and slow down, stop, pull over, or don't cross the road to allow the motor riders, police motor riders to move the principals to where they are going. Then they also have the road to share. And again, they should also be mindful of police and signal. When they are signaled to stop, they should stop, so that they don't conflict or confuse the traffic.
Very well. Okay, so for instance, let's take the switchback road, which is the Christ the King one. it's a dual carriage. So what happens? One side will be dedicated to the day.
That's not what we're going to do. That's not what we're going to do.
Okay.
Basically, like I said, as and when. So what is important for us is that we know majority of the principals will be at the venue, and so we're not going to have them scattered in the city to give a lot of challenge to traffic personnel. So we're going to what our concentration now from now on is how to move them from the airport to the venue, and then to manage the routes that encircle the venue. I'm talking about the Liberia route and then the Banks route that encase the venue, and then the Independence Avenue at the frontage to ensure that traffic is managed properly in order not to compound traffic on the corridor. And so we see a lot of police officers deployed on the corridor from airport right through to the venue, pulling traffic during morning rush hour to Accra City so that the traffic will be free flowing on that stretch. And in the evening, we start early to pull the traffic towards Abentan and then Accra East in order not to compound traffic, and all that. So they have a strategy in place. We don't want to inconvenience the knowing
and so
that corridor is a traffic spine. When we are not careful with it, you compound and confuse traffic in the whole of Accra.
And so even around the venue for the 2-day summit, members of the public can use the roads around there.
Well, the road, the last time we they use it, but that's like you don't conflict with it when they are entering and they are exiting. Otherwise, it will be free.
Very well.
Because the conference is not actually on the road. It is at a venue which is safe, which is secured by other ancillary police operational teams. So along the road, we also ensure that economic activities are carried out in regard to human resource moving up and down to the city center and to the ministry's work, and to ensure that we fuel the economy. And at the same time, we allow the experts and the head of state and government to also have a safe and peaceful mind to also brainstorm to find proactive solutions to this emerging Ebola, which is a challenge.
Very well.
And so all this will be run concurrently.
How many men are we dedicating to the 2 days?
Oh, for so far as traffic is concerned, we have a call on traffic personnel from other adjoining police regions to come and support us. So with regard to the specifics, I think the operational commander will give it out. But as far as we know, we have adequate personnel and logistics and materials to deploy right from today when we have our riders ready at the airport to receive head of state and government arriving at the Kotoka airport, and then to ensure that we move them to and fro on the corridor. And I mentioned earlier, immigration road from airport right through to Independence Avenue to the venue. And this will do it and ensure our presence and direct and control by saturating to ensure that we protect all in order not to register any preventable crashes that can lead to death or injury or damage in the property.
What happens to persons who may offend traffic rules?
I pray that we don't get to that. That's why we are being proactive this time. But those who we should know that these realities are coming. We have our image to also defend as a country. We are very hospitable. We are showing the way in times like this when Ghana is needed most by West Africa in terms of ECOWAS, and therefore, and more so when we have Ebola to do. So we don't want people to also come with traffic issues for police to also trigger police reactive enforcement process. We don't want that. That's why we are being proactive and sensitizing, educating, and sharing information so that all of us together we help receive these principles that are coming. We show Ghana hospitality to them, do the job, and get work done.
All right. Would leave it here for now, DSP. Thank you very much. DSP Alexander Obin is Director of Research with the Police Motor Traffic and Transport Department. So now you know the major routes you'd have to share with all those dignitaries who would be making their way to the Accra city for the 2-day ECOWAS summit on Ebola. Now, understanding is that the summit would also be dedicated to talks around happenings in Burkina Faso, hence the visit of the three presidents from Ghana, Nigeria, and Senegal to those areas. But now that you know the roads that will be blocked, hopefully you wouldn't break any traffic regulations from tomorrow's 6th of November to 7th. But if you are as concerned as me, you want to find out what screening would go on when they start pouring in at the Kotoka International Airport. We'll get in touch with some airport authorities and find out what would happen. It will be a very busy day from tomorrow, how they are preparing themselves for the big day. Stay on for that conversation. But here are the rules. Liberation, Independence Avenue, the Opevia traffic, 37 roundabout, the switchback road, which is the one between the Flagstaff House and Christ the King, that stretch, including the one at Christ the King. You want to take note of that from tomorrow when you step out to town. But let's talk about the visit of Macky Sall, Goodluck Jonathan, and John Mahama to Burkina Faso, hoping to press on the military, ask them to quickly cede power to a civilian ruler. And, well, I understand that we have lost our guest again and would have to put in efforts to raise him back over the telephone. I'm not sure why this conversation doesn't seem to be coming through, but continue to share your thoughts with me. I'd like to know what you think. Interact with me on social media, facebook.com/Joy News on TV, on Facebook and on Twitter. And I'll be more than glad to share your thoughts. Don't go away.